Well, it's dark out there now, so I'm indoors. I've had dinner. I've had the oven good and hot and all that sort of stuff, and I'm continuing to explore the stuff that I cleared from that member of the extended family whose effects, some of whose effects I was given. You might think that looks a jolly useful travel bag. It was in one of his cupboards, and when it was in the cupboard I tried to pick it up. Yeah, that was never going to work. Because in this bag, and this is all for me a journey of exploration, in this bag was stuff, wonderful stuff. Some of you have already seen some of these things on other social media. We all know what that is. Of course, it's not a complete set of drills. Why can you open things one-handed when you want to, but when you're filming you can't, can you? Hang on. There we are. Yeah, a box that at one time contained a wonderful set of Dormer drills. Judging by these, some of these have been sharpened more than a few times. Nice box. Maybe we'll get round to restocking that. Stuff that, you know, a portable door chime. Not sure how old that is, but judging by the price on it, that is really old. Mop heads, they're always useful. And some of you have already made jokes about this happy smiling face thing. Yes, operating instructions for an Avometer Model 9 Mark IV, and in the bag that is what we have. Of course, these won't work unless they've got a decent battery inside them, and apparently the batteries that do go in these are no longer available, and you have to do things with soldering irons and modern batteries to make the appropriate power source for that. Not sure I will bother because, those of you that know what they are, know how to use them, wonderful things. A pair of those, as you would expect. Oh, what else did we... Now, you look at that, you say drill bits. Well, it's not just drill bits, it's milling cutters of various sorts. Drill bits that have been sharpened to peculiar tips for particular jobs. See, I could open that one-handed. Look at that. A set of tiny little taps. I got the magnifying glass out. I can't read what size they are. I'll need a thread gauge to work that out. Incidentally, in this box somewhere is a thread gauge. Because of the sort of work he was doing, I suspect they're going to be something in the BA series. But wonderful stuff. It's going to take me some time to find homes for all of these bits and pieces. When I say find homes, I don't mean sell them, give them away, let you have them. I mean build cupboards and shelves and such likes in the barn, because these are all tools which I will find very useful. Now, saying that, I've never seen a tool quite like that, and I would love people's opinions on exactly what it's for. I've never seen one tool like that, but in this collection of stuff there's another one, but a slightly bigger one. These, I suspect, are some sort of tool for working with wire, because we've got a little cutter there, and there's a little notch in the jaw, which I suspect is for drawing wire. I do wonder if that is for perhaps swaging joints or something. But why are they shaped as if they're are they for making things round or stretching things? Is it a spike for splicing cable perhaps? I don't know. If you do know, if some of you have worked with electrical cable and telegraph wires and that sort of thing, if you do know exactly what these are for, I would be interested. They're probably going to be used as nutcrackers for a while, because, well, I've got nuts. You know, all sorts of tools. However, there's some tools that I took out of this bag and have moved to where I can show you what they are and show you a bit more about them. Let me just rearrange a few, that's better. Right, now, Moore and Wright, England. This is an amazing engineer's square, amazing in size for a chap like me. I dare say there's proper engineers who would say, oh no, it's a small one. What I found interesting about this one, focus, there we are. Some of you will know that the broad arrow means that this was government property at some stage. It might have been issued to an army unit or an air force unit or the navy. It might have been issued to a government factory. But 1940, there was stuff going on in 1940, wasn't there? So who knows, maybe engineers building battleships in a naval dockyard, maybe it belonged to them, or maybe it was in a factory where they built Supermarine Stranraer flying boats. Who knows? Or maybe it was never issued, and maybe it sat in government stores until 1948 and was bought at auction by an engineering firm. I don't know. Interesting to speculate. Moore and Wright, one of the bigger tool companies that used to exist in places like Sheffield in England. And let's get the picture on this one. Chesterman, an engineer's straight edge. Yeah, rather a wonderful thing, isn't it? I like that. I shall use that for swatting flies in summer. Now, some things I sort of thought, a bit of square rod. Not any old square rod, of course, that's tool steel for making machine tools with. There's one or two bits of machine tool steel in here, in this lot. Lovely sets of Japanese made spanners in a roll, imperial sizes, so that's sort of useful. They will come in handy. And then there's some tools that I look at. This is a British Brytool made socket, and on the top it tells us it's quarter Whitworth, and I think that's been ground down by an engineer who knew what he was doing, and I suspect that that was modified to do up quarter Whit nuts, probably on something like, oh, I don't know, an old-fashioned British lathe. Maybe that's for locking the headstock, or something, but a quarter wit British made tool. Of course, one of the tragedies of the world we live in, most of you complain that nothing's made in America anymore. Well, nothing much is made in Britain anymore. You know, these ring spanners. Now, what's this one? This is, does it tell us what? Ah, yes, there we are. That's a quarter wit, and my eyes are going. It's another Whitworth size. You know, combination spanners made in England. But of course, as we move on, more of these end up being made in places like that. It's drop forged, of course it's drop forged, made in Taiwan. An inch across the flats combination spanner. And folks, it's a spanner, it's not a wrench. Get with the program. Where's that one made? Oh, that was made in W, Germany. That tells a story, doesn't it? A 13 and 14 mil open-ended spanner made in West Germany, which means it was made a long time ago, before the Berlin Wall came down. There's a brand we don't joke about. British made. One of the things that that does sort of go through my mind is this chap that I acquired all these tools for. He didn't expect to pass away, to die, sorry, at the time that he did. In fact, no one in the family expected him to die exactly when he did. And he, of course, had not fulfilled all of the things that a chap would hope to fulfill in his life. And, you know, it goes through my mind that none of us know the time of our calling. So we need to get on with our lives today and, you know, yeah, oh dear, there's a bad joke. Get a grip on things. Do the things that need doing. And, yeah, put yourself right, because we don't, any of us know. There we are. Right, what am I going to do? I better get all this stuff off my dining table, hadn't I? Because in the morning I want breakfast.